Hey there, everybody. Angela King here, host of Morning Edition on KUOW 94.9 FM Seattle. I want to thank you so much for joining us for Neighborhood House's 114th anniversary What Matters Most event. And normally this is a breakfast, but as you can see, we've gone digital. So everyone can really focus on what matters most right now, and that is staying safe and healthy. Now, during this coronavirus crisis, Neighborhood House has had to adapt its services so it can continue to meet the needs of our community. Our staff members are connecting those looking for work to the fields where the need is high, things like the grocery and healthcare industries. We're also helping people keep up with the rent by providing emergency rental assistance and conducting virtual rental move-in inspections to help clients stay protected. The staff is also calling its limited English-speaking elderly clients to make sure they continue to have access to food, health care, and medication. They're also setting them up with video conferencing so they can communicate with their doctors and nurses through video sessions. Neighborhood House is continuing to conduct its prevention campaigns and provide mobile health services and homeless encampments. And we've also implemented social distancing practices so our staff can continue bringing services to those who might not have a safe place to call home right now. Our staff is working with families to ensure kids have opportunity for home learning activities. Add to that, we're offering virtual learning opportunities for our ESL and citizenship classes and after-school tutoring programs. And just last week, Neighborhood House partnered with former Seahawk Doug Baldwin to deliver thousands of diapers to clients. Now, the list goes on and on and on, but Neighborhood House is continuing to do what it's done since 1906, and that's go where the help is needed. So thanks again for taking some time out today to find out what matters most. And joining us right now is State Senator Joe Nguyen of the 34th District to talk more about what matters most to him.
How's it going? I'm Joe Nguyen, the state senator from the 34th District, and welcome to the 114th anniversary event for Neighborhood House. Given its history of resilience and persistence through adversity, it's only fitting that we're able to still meet on this special occasion, even if it's digitally. First, I wanted to send my best wishes to everyone out there. I hope you're all staying safe and staying home so we can get through this crisis as fast as possible. It is truly an honor to be part of this event because the work Neighborhood House is doing is near and dear to my heart because 40 years ago, my family fled Vietnam and arrived to the United States as refugees, where we relied on organizations similar to Neighborhood House. And now I have the honor of serving the community where I grew up as the first legislative color from the 34th and the first Vietnamese American state senator in Washington. And what's interesting is that I've only been involved in politics for less than 2 years. But I got involved because we needed leaders who represented the diversity and the values of the people in Washington state. And people willing to fight for working families and communities that have been on the margins for so long, especially refugees and immigrants who are inherently resilient and tenacious people. Using my family as just one example, my father fought with the U.S. Navy and was evacuated out when Saigon fell. It happened so fast that my mother and sister weren't able to join him. And for 3 years, they didn't know if he was alive or dead. But eventually, he was able to get messages back home, letting them know that he had made it to Seattle. And like thousands of other families, my mother and about 20 other family members got on a tiny boat and in the middle of the night fled into the open ocean. I saw a quote recently that encapsulated what they must have felt during that time. It goes, "No one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. No one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land." And we were fortunate that Washington had leaders who welcomed immigrants and settled in White Center because of access to public housing. And this story might sound familiar to people even today. The names and dates might be a little bit different, but this is the same story for thousands of our families who made great sacrifices and a tough journey to get here. And knowing the sacrifices that my mother made is why I'm so passionate about service. Her experiences during the war, growing up very poor, and struggling here in the United States, especially after my father was paralyzed in a car accident, shaped our views. And too often, when we don't have examples of success within our own communities, we don't believe it is possible for us to succeed. It was and still is so rare to see Asians in leadership, let alone Vietnamese people, that even my own mother was worried about me choosing a risky path when I wanted to go to public service. And she was understandably nervous. But it's okay now, and she's very proud and was very supportive of our Senate campaign. But I do look back at how I grew up, and I noticed trends. There were many times that people like us were overlooked. I was a janitor growing up in high school, and we relied on social services. And while I was student body president in college, I would still have to wash dishes at night to help pay for tuition. Nobody told me I would amount to much, but sometimes all you need is an opportunity. And when I ran for office, I was up against 11 other candidates, and they raised more money, had all the endorsements, yet we still won by a lot. And in a race where we weren't even supposed to be competitive. So after the election, I was told we wouldn't know what we were doing, we'd struggle because this wasn't our space, we didn't belong here. And for the first month, people thought that I was staff. But we quickly proved that not only did we belong here, we could thrive here as well. And the point is, you and we are more powerful than we ever could imagine. Our experiences shaped our values. We're used to working twice as hard for half as much. And now that we're in these halls, at the table with the power to make laws, it is overwhelmingly clear that not only do we belong here, we should have been here the entire time. And the work Neighborhood House is doing here and beyond is incredibly important because you may not even know the tremendous impact you might have on someone's life. Something as basic as housing is why we came to White Center. And without it, I don't know where I'd be today. We are certainly facing very tough times, at least the toughest in my lifetime, but I do see a glimmer of hope because I'm seeing more people like us who are now part of the process. And look, we're used to overcoming adversity, and we know we are made better when we go forward together. And today, we take the time to celebrate a great organization. But after we celebrate, I'm counting on all of you to continue the work and help uplift our communities. So thank you. Thank you for your support of Neighborhood House. And I will talk to you soon.
Hi, my name is Gomorrah. I work Neighborhood House over 18 years as employment specialist.
I'm a care coordinator on the Aging and Disability Resource Team with Neighborhood House. During this time, I'm calling my client to help them with understanding the COVID-19 virus, its symptoms, and where can you call or go to receive help.
Every day I receive a lot of calls from my clients requesting for information, requesting for resources, and requesting for some guidance on available health care supports. Similarly, I also make a number of calls to my clients to make sure that they are aware of what they can do to protect themselves, to protect their family, and to protect their community.
We are still working during the COVID-19 safe distancing. We are working remotely, but nothing has changed. If you know someone who is in need of rental assistance and live in the Seattle area, please give us a call on Mondays between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. The hotline number is 206-825-2581. Stay home and stay safe.
I'm making sure that my client understands the statewide stay-at-home order. I'm also making sure that they have enough medications, food, and supply. If not, I can help find it for them.
Thank you for listening, and thank you very much for your support.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Like many of our neighborhood house staff, I've been working at home for the last 3 weeks. And before the governor's Stay Safe, Stay Home order, we did a short video tour of our High Point site. I hope you enjoy. I'm here in West Seattle at our High Point location in the Family Center, and normally this location is really bustling with a lot of activity. Parents are here taking English as a second language classes, they're here for parent support groups, and kids and families are here for play groups, and sometimes kids are using our computer lab to be able to use the computer and print things out for free. But just because we're not physically here doesn't mean we're not helping our families. We're staying in touch with our youth online and over the phone. We're reaching out to families that maybe don't speak English and don't have a smartphone to make sure that they have what they need. And we also just implemented a new app so we can text people all at once to remind them to stay safe and to fill out their census. We're still here for our community, and we so appreciate you being here for us. So thank you. I'm here at our multipurpose room in High Point, and typically our STEM Studio program meets here. STEM Studio is a program that matches high school students with mentors from the University of Washington. We also have a number of community programs like yoga, community exercise, meaningful movies, and Alcoholics Anonymous. None of that's happening right now, but there's still a lot happening. Our aging and disability team is working with seniors and disabled people to make sure that they have what they need, that they're making sure they're getting their groceries delivered, they're setting them up with Skype so they can telehealth meet with their provider, and just making sure that they are safe and social distancing. Our employment team is really busy right now working remotely online with people to help them apply for jobs that are still hiring, like grocery delivery, and helping people apply for unemployment both online and over the phone with interpreters. Our housing stability team is also really busy. They've seen a 30% increase in the number of inquiries from people in the community, and what we're doing is we're helping people find housing. We're helping them if they think they're getting in trouble in terms of meeting their rental obligations and how to communicate with landlords, and providing rental assistance. Just last week, I signed 18 checks worth over $21,000 in rental assistance. The services that Neighborhood House provides are critical, and now more than ever, the work that we do is what matters most. I hope you enjoyed the last few weeks of stories from the field that our staff shared, and here is another great example.
When we make decisions, there's repercussions to those decisions. And some of the repercussions sometimes are that we have more obstacles for advancement, credit that may prevent us from getting a car or a house. And to have a second chance means that we're able to show the world that that mistake was not what defines how we live our lives.
You know, it's a feeling of sadness and not being able to have a place to call home. Especially when you have kids, it's hard.
Our biggest program that we have in housing is rapid rehousing, and that's a program to help people who are experiencing homelessness move from the streets or out of the shelters into their own place.
We moved up in January of 2019 from Hawaii. I got a great job, a great place, and then we hit some bumpy roads. And then while everything was going on, we kind of lost everything, and I mean like everything.
Before coming to Neighborhood House, we went through a couple of different programs, and they weren't really what I expected. We didn't want to go through the same traumatization from having a place to live and then they just throw you out and you're like, with our experience from the past and now, it's actually a relief, you know, of knowing that Neighborhood House is actually here to help you, you know.
It's not a program where we say, first you do this, then we will do this. It's a program that says, Neighborhood House is with you. We won't do the job for you, but we will guide you and stand beside you. And our clients end up meeting their goals. By the time we leave, they are able to take care of their own bills, pay their own rent.
Basically, we sat down, we thought of a goal, and they provided me with the resources to achieve those goals. I was blessed with that second chance, and I've never felt judged at Neighborhood House, not once.
We live in a world where we've been taught that to be homeless, there's something wrong with you. Instead of thinking, maybe there's something wrong with the world that we live in, that we're allowing families to languish away out on the streets. These are human beings. And I think that here at Neighborhood House, we are able to do what we do with a different approach, a team approach, a kind approach. And I think that that's different than a lot of agencies.
Next year, well, hopefully we have a place of our own and, settled and try to get back to normal. My daughters, they're getting the support that they need from Neighborhood House's youth program and, get a place to call home.
My daughter has been just excited to have her own room, and it's taken a lot of stress off of me because the financial component isn't so much of a stressor, which gives us time to save and get on our feet as we try to stabilize. I just feel like I'm more present now.
We make an effort to reach out to the other parts of Neighborhood House to make sure that our clients are really getting the services that can embrace them and brace them until they can stand on their own. Because that's really what it's about, is letting people know, we see you, we got you, you're safe, let's do this.
So this is a challenging time for everyone in our community, and the distance between us, it seems further than ever before. But you can actually help us close that gap with your gift today. I mean, just think about it. Your donation can help an expectant mother or an elderly grandparent receive medical care, or you can actually help bring someone home. Now, our goal this year is to raise $145,000 for this event, and our sponsors have helped us get halfway there. So a big thanks to our presenting and premier sponsors, Fran's Chocolate, Boeing, and Amerigroup, as well as all of our other amazing sponsors listed there on your screen. But your gift today can actually change a life. For example, $50 provides a gas card for a client who's an essential worker. $150 provides 2 months of utility assistance to help connect a family of 4 to electricity. And $300 buys a family of 4 2 weeks worth of groceries, but the list goes on and on. $750 pays for 1 citizenship application, and $1,000 connects 5 elders to telehealth services. And for those of you who give at the $1,000 or more level, you're going to join our Sparklight Circle and be invited to Grillin' with Dylan, our summer barbecue with local award-winning chef and former Neighborhood House board member Matt Dillon. So click on the link below to donate and help Neighborhood House with what matters most. And help us say to our community, we see you, we've got you, you're safe. Now let's do this. On behalf of everyone at Neighborhood House, I'm Angela King, saying thank you so much for your continued support. Have a wonderful day.